I'm sure there were many collectors out there getting quite excited when Herpa last year announced that they would be releasing aircraft models with the new Emirates livery. And while they didn't quite manage to release them in time in 2023, now in Q1 2024 we have the very first aircraft model with this new livery. And this of course calls for a closer look, which we can take today thanks to the great prices of the FMB shop. Do check them out, the link is in the video description below. And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A380-800 of Emirates. At the front of the box we have a cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of that we have the Emirates branding. And so it seems like it's not just the aircraft model coming in a new livery, but also the box design has been given a fresh new look here. On the back side we have some specifications regarding the aircraft and a bit of additional information, as well as this really lovely rendition of the aircraft in real life sporting the new livery. Okay, here she is, the Airbus A380 in the new standard livery of Emirates. And of course, the focus will be on the new standard livery with this aircraft model, but perhaps the model also has something else to offer other than just the livery. Well, we want to find out just that by taking a closer look at the aircraft model, starting off with the tail section. Here, of course, we can find the updated flag of the UAE. The design here has been slightly modified compared to the old standard livery of Emirates. On the fuselage we then have the full registration code of the aircraft, and towards the very tail of the aircraft we find a bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. Now at the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we find the writing of Emirates, both in English and of course also in Arabic. Across the fuselage we then also find a few static ports, and while the real aircraft doesn't have much more in terms of, well, small features across the fuselage here, I would argue that Herpa could still have added just a few more things, like for example patty tubes. They definitely are missing here. And that would really have helped out the aircraft model, especially considering how large the aircraft is, and with all that white on the fuselage, well, every little detail counts. But at least we have a little Emirates branding in the front cabin door, and underneath the cockpit windows we do find the aircraft type specification, which leads us straight to the cockpit section itself. That comprises of the cockpit windows and the window wipers, so again, not a plethora of details. But what about the engines? Well, the nacelles have been kept in all white, no big surprise here, just like most of the fuselage, but we do have the iconic Emirates branding as well as some safety markings, which is a real bonus to these engines. Which is also brilliant about these engines is the physical detailing, especially here from the front, where we very nicely can see the engine fan blades, and that leads us straight to the wings, these massive, almost oversized wings of the A380. If we take a look here at the top side, we can see the different flaps, slats and spoilers have been carved out very nicely, and we have some different shades of grey for additional detailing. The underside of the wings has more nice physical detailing. I love these massive pylons, and of course we also have the full registration code of the aircraft once again. Now, one of the bigger changes with the new livery is of course the fact that the wingtip fences of the A380 have been given the Emirates branding, but I just don't think that the red wingtip fences here are as punchy and as sharp looking as in real life, but I guess the effort is there. And I guess an effort was also there when adding set domes to the top of the fuselage. We have two of them, one in the back, one in the front, but I think the one in the back could and perhaps should have been a little bit bigger, whereas the front set dome could and perhaps should be a little bit smaller when compared to the real thing. But still, I think set domes on the A380, it's a good thing. But what about the landing gear? Well, this is of course the standard landing gear that Herpa uses for all their Airbus A380 aircraft models. But that's not a bad thing. The landing gear looks great. But I am missing printed details, especially around the front landing gear, and I don't understand that we still in 2024 are not getting these as standard, not even on an aircraft as massive as the A380, and that is disappointing. But we do, and you might already have noticed it, have a printed detail on the belly of the aircraft in form of the Emirates branding, slightly impaired by a hole in the fuselage for a stand, which is not included with this aircraft model, making it rather silly. And then, last but not least, we do of course have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on, here at the back of the aircraft, and also here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A380 of Emirates in their new standard livery by Herpa Wings in scale 1 to 500. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, I think we have a nice looking A380. I mean, in general, the A380s of Herpa Wings are pretty solid. The mold is good, and I mean, at least with this model, the quality as well. But of course, it doesn't really do much apart from having the new Emirates standard livery. And I think that's a little bit of a shame. I think Herpa could and should have added a little bit more to the aircraft that would have elevated the overall product and would have given collectors, well, a reason to buy it other than just having the new standard livery. But I know I sound like a broken record when stating stuff like this. So apart from a few minor weaknesses, I think the set dome sizes could be and should be a little bit adjusted. And I just don't think the Emirates branding is as punchy on the wingtip fences as I would have liked to see it. But apart from that, it is as solid as Herpa currently can get. So if you don't have any Emirates standard livery aircraft models or just want to have the updated standard livery in your fleet, then yes, I would say this aircraft model is worth having in one's collection. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, and if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? With that, thanks so much for watching, hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.